Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sherelle, and in this video I will share with you my 4-day itinerary for Las Vegas. We are currently here at the Philadelphia International Airport as I had an early morning flight. I believe it was around 4:40 in the morning, and our flight left at 6 a.m. With a layover in St. Paul. So I wanted to get to the airport earlier and possibly just walk around and get familiar with the gates as I get ready to board our flight to St. Paul. We are flying Deltas to St. Paul, which actually turned out to be a really great trip to have a break in between flying from Philadelphia to Las Vegas. We actually had about a 3-hour layover in St. Paul, so we were able to get some food and some coffee and tea just to relax until we continued on our next leg from St. Paul to Las Vegas. And if you enjoy travel content like this, please consider subscribing to our channel as it helps us grow on YouTube. And we've made it to Las Vegas. Now I am mostly team carry-on when I go to Las Vegas, as I tend to not buy a lot of things. If you are team carry-on, please comment below. I normally skip the baggage area and go straight to rideshare, as I find that it's a little bit less crowded if I don't check a bag and just able to get off the plane and keep going. For the first leg of our trip, we will be staying at the Cosmopolitan, which I will have a full review of the hotel linked below. I've stayed at the Cosmopolitan a few times. It actually is one of my favorite hotels. It is one of the most central hotels on the Las Vegas Strip. I love staying in the Cosmopolitan for these terrace suites. We actually did upgrade to a strip slash fountain view, which was amazing. It was actually an upgrade of $50 a night. We were here for 2 nights, so I would recommend it doing it once in a lifetime when you stay in the Cosmopolitan, because I do believe it is worth it. The Cosmopolitan has their own food court. It's called Block 16 and it's located on the level 2, which is where Egg Slut is actually located as well. They have some great options, whether it be sushi or chicken, or they have a donut restaurant there. So their Cosmopolitan has a ton of places to eat, and I always recommend staying here if it's your first time coming to Vegas. My sister and I did decide to take our food back upstairs to our room so that we can enjoy our lovely view. And later on in the evening, we did walk around the strip just to see the hotels lit up at night. It is a different energy, and I do recommend doing this when you're staying on the strip, because it's a different energy to see the hotels all lit up at night.
You could probably make it to the middle.
If you do decide to stay at the Cosmopolitan, I would recommend going to their buffet located on level 2, which is the Wicked Spoon Buffet. I actually came here on a Monday, so it was perfect. I've also been here on a Saturday where I've actually waited 2 hours in line, so do be mindful. The weekdays are a little bit faster than the weekends. I will have an updated review of the Wicked Spoon Buffet listed below in the description bar in the Las Vegas playlist. The Wicked Spoon Buffet has a time limit. You have 90 minutes from the time you sit down to enjoy the buffet. The attendants will keep track of the time, so just be aware when they come around to check your tabs that they're just checking their time to make sure that they can clean the table and get the next group in. After leaving the buffet, we wanted to walk around the strip. So I did decide to go upstairs and change my clothes so that we could go over to the Bellagio. I always have to see the conservatory at the Bellagio when I come to Las Vegas because I do love that they change the theme every season. So they do have a new walkway where you can walk through the Cosmopolitan. You don't have to go outside anymore, and that is an amazing addition. So I do have that video in this playlist so you can see how and where the walkway is in the Cosmopolitan. I will say that going to the conservatory during the week will be a little bit less crowded than the weekend. It was still a lot of people here, so I do recommend going early. I have gone to the conservatory as early as 8 a.m. and there's been less than 5 people in the conservatory. So if you want to take pictures, I recommend going early. If you go later in the day, the lighting does change, so you will have to keep that in mind. But I say go to the conservatory if you're in Las Vegas because it is a great experience. The staff does a great job with their attention to detail. It's very amazing to see the little details that they add, from even the droplets on the flowers that are shown here. I would always recommend going because it is worth seeing, and they have great areas where you can take pictures, and each area would give you a different scent that they wanted you to be inspired by here in the conservatory. One of my favorite places to take pictures while I'm on the Las Vegas Strip is in front of the Bellagio. They have this amazing area. If you walk past the little fountain in front of the Bellagio, you'll have Paris in your background along with the rest of the Las Vegas Strip. This area typically is not crowded unless the fountains are going off, then there will be a crowd here. But as you can see, I was able to get plenty of pictures with no one in the background. Now let's head back to the room for a little bit to get some rest. We're going to go back out later to walk around the Las Vegas Strip. We woke up early this morning to go to get breakfast. We decided on getting breakfast at Egg Slut in the Cosmopolitan before we check out. They have an amazing options for breakfast. Now you will see a line, but do not get discouraged. It moves extremely fast. We waited in line for about 10, maybe 15 minutes, and our food was ready within 10 minutes. After checking out of the Cosmopolitan, we did go back up to level 2 to take the walkway to the Bellagio, where the tram is located right on your left-hand side. We had to go down strip, so we wanted to take the tram, which is free to the public. And if you do have to go down towards the end of the strip, I would say take the tram, as it is air conditioned, especially on these hot days in Las Vegas.
They must got downtime.
Once you get off the tram at the last stop, which is Park MGM, you'll have to go down the escalators. We were staying at New York, New York. So to get to New York, New York, we actually had to go down through the Park MGM to get to the hotel, which you do have to walk through the casino. We have a running joke between my sister and I that everything's through the casino. And we have made it to New York, New York. We're actually staying one night here. We actually leave out tomorrow morning. And I wanted to stay here because I've never stayed at New York, New York, and it's close to the airport. So when we leave out in the morning, we won't have much of a long drive to get there. I have a separate video with a full review of New York, New York, which includes prices. So I will link that in the Las Vegas playlist, and I would hope that you would like to check that out after this video, as we did walk around a lot in the hotel and experience some of the places to eat here at the hotel. Our room was located on the 24th floor with a great view of the Strip. We had a view of the Tropicana as well as the Park MGM as well as the MGM Grand. The one thing I would update about the room is the tent that they put on the windows when you're out looking out the view. I do feel that it kind of gauges your misconception of the weather outside, so that would be helpful not to have that, but you can always go walk down the hallway and they have windows throughout the walkway to the elevators. Another reason I wanted to stay at New York, New York is to get this picture of New York with in the background. I know that you may have heard that the Tropicana will be closing soon, April of 2024. So I'm not sure how long this area will be available to the public. So if you're going to go to Las Vegas, I would say go down there and take a picture while it's still available. To rest our feet before going back up to the room, we decided to walk around the Park MGM and sit in their eatery area. They have a ton of great food options as well as dessert options. And comment below if you've eaten here before, because this was my first time eating here and I had a great experience. For dinner, we decided to eat at Greensburg's Deli. This was my second time actually eating here, and it was amazing as usual. Of course, it has New York prices, which is funny to me. We end up getting 2 soups and a sandwich to share. Our last technical day here in Las Vegas, we had a very early morning flight. Our flight left again at 6 a.m. to go home. So we had to get to the airport pretty early. So we didn't end up getting breakfast, but we end up going to the American Express lounge once we got to the airport. have the American Express Platinum card, which grants me access into the Centurion lounges, and the Las Vegas location is one of my favorites. A new addition to the Las Vegas location is the reserve section they have for their higher elite status members. And I think this was a great addition, as the prior seating area did not have a ton of space, but this was great. I did get a light breakfast here in the lounge, as I do find it challenging to eat early in the morning. I always, of course, had to get a cup of tea because, as you know, tea is my favorite thing to drink. So once we ate our breakfast, we decided to go over to the gate to wait for boarding. I hope you enjoyed our 4-day itinerary for Las Vegas. If you enjoy travel content like this, please consider subscribing to our channel, as it helps us get pushed on YouTube. Like and subscribe and share with a friend, and we hope to see you in the next one.